I don't even know how to describe it. It didn't even feel like it was over. It just was kind of dull. There was no cheerfulness to it, but it was just kind of dull. When I was done with my match, I just had to sit there and kind of let it sink in and just think about it for a while. Think about what I want to do next. We had a lot of back-to-back events, and I was just worn out and beat up. My attitude towards wrestling during tournaments, I wasn't exactly in the best mood during tournaments when I could have been.
What do you mean best mood? What mood were you in?
I wasn't really happy. I was kind of feeling like crap, too anxious and nervous before matches. Now I feel more like wrestling is like, makes me happy, and now I want to do it, now that it's over. Most of the time when I'm at home, my dad just talks about wrestling and the next wrestling event. But I guess it's a good bond with my dad, because that's what he used to do. And my dad tells me how to diet and to cut weight. So he pretty much taught me how to shed all those pounds off.
Do you like cutting weight?
No, not at all. It's not a fun experience. Clayton Valley tournament was very fun. I was glad that we got to win it as a team and that I placed myself. No, my number one fear was that everybody was just going to be disappointed in me because they expected me to at least place. I would say I'd probably disappointed quite a few people. I still want to do something with wrestling in my future to make up for it.
My mom didn't like me cutting weight. I didn't like me cutting weight either. Dude, I look at some guys like West and Benny and how much weight they cut and what they do to get to their goal, and I could have done more. They kill themselves for this sport, and I respect that as well. The season overall, I can't say that I'm proud of my season, but I'm glad that I stuck it out at least. You know, I don't know. I got nothing to say about the season. The season depresses me. I'm still kind of bitter about that, but it's only been a few weeks. I'll get over it.
Do you think you'll get over it?
No. 10 years from now, I'm still going to be watching this documentary, thinking how I could have beat that guy, or how I should have done better. But the hardest thing was just trying to keep mentally in the game, because sometimes, like, it's stressful. It's really stressful, and it takes a toll on not only your body but on your mind, and trying to just stay strong and keep moving and not giving up. I like being able to tell people, oh, you know what, I'm a wrestler, you know. I mean, it's weird how I couldn't wait for the season to end, and then once it's over, it's like I still want to wrestle, even though I still got injuries to heal from, you know. I don't know. I really wish I could try again. Well, I did the best I could. That's all I can say.
I get hurt a lot in wrestling.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. Permanent ligament damage in my knee, my shoulder pops out, and I got a few concussions.
How'd that feel?
It sucks. I was actually pretty confident in that league. I knew I was going to be able to place at least third. But when I messed up my ankle the first match, I was pretty devastated. When my ankle popped, it was so painful. And when Coach Ben moved my ankle just a little bit and it hurt like hell, I knew I was done. And I was so sad and mad at the same time. My favorite tournament? I think Maria Carrillo, because I was the only one to place. Yeah, I could remember a little bit, but just me going in the air and landing on my neck. Keeping my grades up while being so tired and just doing homework after practice. I just feel like passing out, especially during English homework. You had to read stuff.
Yeah.
So instead of warming up my body, I just got in the correct mindset in the matches.
Tell me about Alex Bazan.
I hate Alex Bazan. He was my partner since I was about 8 years old, and we kept on wrestling together as a team. And he ended up going to Freedom, and I went to Antioch. And had to see him about 5 times, and his freaking parents.
How'd that work out?
It was bad. Whenever I'd win, they'd like go home hecka fast, and whenever they lost, they'd come up and be like, "Oh hey, get your arm." I'm like, stop. I'm pretty sure when Coach McCorson bitch slapped Patrick, that was probably the hardest, meanest thing I've seen. That I was dying while he did it. My least favorite tournament would probably be the Puma Classic, because it's like I think it's the only one one of the only ones I didn't place in, and I just sucked balls. I don't know why I sucked at Puma. I had an ear injury, but that didn't really stop me, and I felt like I did heck of dumb stuff that day. Clayton Valley was like, I found it not even as a hard tournament. It was kind of like one of those middle school ones. There's only a couple people in my bracket, but I also had Bazan in that tournament, and I wanted to beat him really bad, and that's when I felt like I had the most strength for some reason. And also winning the team trophy was really cool. That was something that I wanted to get in before I graduated. It shows my parents that I can do something and they get really proud, win or lose. My friends, I have a lot of friends from football, soccer, everything, and whenever I tell them about wrestling, they're like, "Oh, you guys are so crazy and running in the crap." Like, they know that wrestling is the hardest sport and we go the hardest, and so they respect that. Wrestling coach was sometimes fun and sometimes like, oh gosh. I actually caught him in like 2 shots this year, and that's something I'm putting on my resume. When you're wrestling, it is a fight, and when you're fighting, you have to go more than your body expects you to go, and that's how we should be practicing and doing in tournaments. Wrestling is something that you have to put your entire body into, your mind, your heart, and everything. It's not something you can just go out and do. Like, you have to be a committed person to be able to wrestle.
I was really nervous, but when the match started, all the nervousness went away, but I felt like I was in a fight, like a fist fight, because like, I was like, wow, this is like crazy. It felt kind of, at first I was like, I kind of feel sad because I made him cry and stuff, but I was like, yeah, I'm the man for this. I feel like I have like a high responsibility, like in like school and in the world, because I'm a wrestler. Yeah, oh, you think just because you wrestle, you can whoop on someone? I'm thinking, of course, why wouldn't I be able to whoop on someone? There was one thing that Coach Ben said. He was like, the people outside are going to stay ignorant and stuff, and that made me think about, like, at school, these people always just like got something to say, they act stupid. It's just like this generation and stuff, and like the people are always going to stay ignorant. Like when you accomplish something in wrestling, nobody's going to know about that. They're always going to pay attention to what's going on, like in football or basketball. No one pays attention to wrestling. So like I hold nothing against it. I'm like, okay, like not everyone can do wrestling. Wrestling's not for everyone, so nothing against you. It's for those people who want to elevate themselves. Wrestling getting out of the Olympics, I was like, oh, it's not like I was going to do wrestling in the Olympics, but that was like, then how would people get paid for doing wrestling? But that was like, it really doesn't matter, because if you really like wrestling, then you would keep doing it no matter what, no matter the money, no matter who watches you, just because you liked it. Because remember, we wrestle in singlets. I don't care about what people think about me wrestling in singlet. They'd be like, oh, that's really tight. Like the singlet's tight on your body, that's gay. And like when I go out there wrestling, I'm like, I don't care about the singlet. I just care about destroying the person in front of me. Like my dad, when he'd be telling me like examples about like life and stuff, sometimes he uses wrestling, and my mom just like, she always like praised what I be doing. She's like, go ahead and do wrestling. Like she like, look at you doing wrestling. Wrestling in general is like, it's like a battle. It's just like a battle between two people. It's hard, but if you have the perfect mindset, you can accomplish doing wrestling and you can be good in it. I would think the theme would be like our motto, which is never be satisfied. If you seem like you win like a gold medal or something, don't come into the next week being like, oh, I didn't prove anything because I won a gold medal last week. If you act like that, then you feel like you had nothing to prove, then you're going to lose. So always feel like you always got something to prove, because then you'll do great. Yeah, I want to thank my teammates for pushing me, like Josefa. He pushed me when I was wrestling. So he makes me better. All my teammates, like they make me better. Coach Ben, he makes me better. Christian, the people I wrestle makes me better. The whole team makes me better. Either if like I'm beating them or they're beating me, they all make me better. But I also want to thank Coach McNamara for being really nice. I also want to thank Coach Ben for being a dick, so he can actually help us and stuff. I also want to thank my mom, my dad, everyone. And also, the main person I want to thank is my football coach from last year, Jesse, because like he's the one that told me to do wrestling. Because if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't have been doing wrestling. Overall, I'm pretty satisfied with my performance, but I can always do better.